The city of Melbourne, Australia, is home to one of the world's most famous tram networks, and the W-Class is one of many classic designs from that system. 752 examples were built across 12 variants between 1923 and 1956. They run on 4-foot 8.5-inch or standard gauge track, collecting electricity from an overhead wire energized at 600 volts direct current. Some of the trams that still run in Melbourne are now equipped with pantographs instead of trolley poles, for reasons I simply don't know. As far as I know, there aren't many W-Class trams still running in Melbourne, and even then, those are only used on the City Circle route. At least 9 examples of this family are now preserved in New Zealand. On a personal note, all of these trams remind me of the time I actually went to Melbourne in October 2013. Whilst there, I saw a few of them running on the number 78 and City Circle routes. Besides the trams in Auckland and Christchurch, other examples of the W-Class are also preserved in the United States of America, Denmark, and England. What's even stranger is that W2 Class number 520 was bought by Elton John in the 1980s, and she's now at his residence in Old Windsor. The only photographic evidence I could find of this bizarre setup was on Google Maps, and apparently he told the crowd about this tram when he performed at Glastonbury earlier in 2023. And if 520 could talk, I wouldn't be surprised if she had said something like this to her classmates. "Hey up, lads. Looks like someone saved my life tonight. And I've heard of the madman across the water, but this is ridiculous. Oh well, at least I'm still standing." Motat's tram line is one of my favourite places in Auckland, if not the whole of the country. Their excellent tram collection provides a good form of escapism from the horrors of life, because it's fun to ride on an old vehicle, like, for example, W2 Class number 321, at a place where they are looked after very well. To be absolutely clear, I'm not being paid to say this, and I have no commercial connection to the Museum of Transport and Technology. Special mention must also be given to Auckland's second tram line in Wynyard Quarter. This short 1.6 km long loop opened in 2011, and it's still in operation at the time of uploading. 3 ex-Melbourne trams are based here, namely X1 Class number 466 and SW6 Class numbers 852 and 881, although 852 is still in her original livery, while 466 and 881 have been repainted. It's also worth mentioning that 466 is one of 4 X1 trams in preservation, but she's the only example of that design that's in working order. It's also worth mentioning that, between 2011 and 2015, another W2 was running at Wynyard Quarter alongside the X1. This was number 421, and she has since been shipped back over to Australia, more specifically the town of Bendigo. Her replacement, SW6 number 881, entered service at Wynyard Quarter in 2016. While researching for this video, I realised that the tram line in central Christchurch is pretty much that city's equivalent of the City Circle in Melbourne. Incidentally, the Christchurch line was not a restoration of part of that city's original tram network, but rather a new line built in the 1990s. 2 examples of the W2 class are preserved in Christchurch, specifically numbers 244 and 411, with the latter being restored and branded as the Tramway Restaurant. 411 has quite a bizarre history that involves being placed in a hotel in New South Wales between 1986 and 1995. I got to ride on 244 when I visited Christchurch in April 2023, and my only criticism of her is that the seat pitch was awful. At least 5 of the ex-Melbourne trams that are now preserved in New Zealand have been repainted in distinctive but historically inaccurate liveries, one example being SW6 Class number 906. Meanwhile, the others, such as W2 Class number 321 and SW6 Class number 893, retain their original green and cream livery. The W2 is my personal favourite of all the different tram designs in Melbourne, and I wanted to finish with some footage of 244, 321 and 411 enjoying an easy retirement in the smaller land down under. This footage was captured between August 2022 and August 2023.